Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zymax, and I'm your chief show attendant. On behalf of the two hosts and the rest of the crew, welcome aboard Weird Wednesday Flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be of about 2 hours, and we'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position, and that your seat belt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to Weird Wednesday. How's everybody doing?
And happy Day of the Dead.
Yes, indeed. Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead.
Everybody have a good Halloween. I finally had a trick-or-treater come to my house.
You did?
One. Yeah. And I knew her. My goddaughter came by. Yeah. Nobody comes to my house to trick-or-treat. 8 years now. Not a single trick-or-treater. They're like, oh, watch out.
All the other houses except for you.
I've seen a few come to a few houses here. Even the people that have kids on my street don't come to my house. They're like, man, that damn weirdo lives down there. That big old fat guy with the long hair. You got to watch out for him.
Old man Rob lives. He's a crazy one.
He'll chop you up and make sausage out of you.
Put you through the chipper once or twice.
Yep. I don't know. I've decorated my house a few times for Halloween. I ain't even bothered the last couple of years. I'm like, oh, hell with it. Nobody comes here anyway.
Yeah. I didn't put anything out this year. I have my Mr. Wackus Bonkus. I like to put him next, him and his body parts in the pond out fruit. Make it like a CSI scene and everything. But with all the porch pirates and stuff, I didn't want to lose Mr. Wackus Bonkus.
Yeah, really.
I've grown quite fond of that plastic skull.
Next year, I'm just going to put the old guy out on the front of the lawn, the animated guy that's like, get off my lawn!
Get the fuck off my grass.
The other day, though, Darcy and me did go driving around. She was like early for work, so we were driving around this little neighborhood, and it's actually the neighborhood that I lived in it from when I was like 1 to 4 years old. But a real cool part of the neighborhood over there. But man, these people went all out for Halloween decorations. It was awesome. They like got one place had to be like a 20-foot tall skeleton in their yard. It was killer.
The Home Depot special.
Yeah, it even looked bigger than that one though.
I did hear this year that there was a skeleton that was supposed to surpass the
Yeah,
Home Depot skeleton, so maybe you got a glimpse of that one.
it was huge. It had a big bone. It did. Yeah,
It
yeah,
did. Or was he just really happy to see you?
exactly.
Get
I
some
wanted
visitors.
the werewolf at Home Depot, but then I was like, wow, it's $400. So he's not werewolfing with me. And then I think, well, maybe I'll come back.
It's like my grocery budget.
Yeah, come back after Halloween. Maybe it'll be on sale. Shit. Nothing like
No, they move the stuff out even before it's done.
yeah.
Just so you can't get bargained items. They're like, we're just pushing it out. Forget all about being thankful and all the that.
Yep.
Back to we're putting out Christmas.
Yep.
You will pay full price for these items next year.
Exactly. Yeah, that werewolf, man, he is cool looking for sure.
He's sick.
But then again, I thought, shit, I could probably make one that would look just as cool and wouldn't cost $400.
Does he move? Doesn't he do something like?
I don't know.
I thought the werewolf and a couple of those other things they had actually. They had a pirate thing too, right? Or no?
I think so.
But I thought the werewolf moved.
I went in there looking for the wiener dog skeleton that they always have.
Yeah.
They didn't have it.
Damn it.
But anyway.
Home Depot.
Oh, yeah. Jerry says he doesn't. He moves and he howls.
Oh, okay. I was just looking it up. See?
Like for $400.
And howls. That's what I thought. Like he opens his mouth. He's like, oh. And like moved all like animatronically.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you couldn't do it. I'm just saying it might take a little longer than.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched a bunch of haunted houses on TV. We were watching videos, and the first few that I watched, there was just like a scream fest. There were just people jumping out and screaming in your face, and I'm like, I get tired of that shit pretty quick. That would be annoying as hell.
And I'm just like wanting to punch.
Yeah, it's like, okay, next person that screams in my face, I'm gonna punch them. And then I saw a couple that were actually really good. They weren't screaming in your face. It was just creepy as hell. It's
like actual scare actors.
Yeah.
Did you hear? This just reminded me of something. They had scream masks on. Was it a school? The daycare workers, I think it was. Daycare workers, if I'm remembering right, all wore scream masks and started screaming at the children, freaking them the hell out.
Damn.
Like, you don't do that.
Yeah, there's some craziness going on out there for sure. I got some weirdness in the news here. If I could find it, that'd be cool.
I found it. Daycare workers charged after scaring children with a scream mask. So the teachers are like literally like running around the classroom with the masks, scaring the hell out of the little kids.
Jeez.
What you got, Rob?
Well, let's see. First up in the news, I think I found this last week maybe, but oh man, man, I forgot what I'm doing. Okay, let's do it this way. StreamYard's got to change things.
Got to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, they got to keep me snowed.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Iowa woman claims dad was a serial killer who murdered up to 6 women.
I
And
wanted
then
to do this one.
she helped bury the bodies. Wow.
I'm so glad you picked this one.
Authorities are investigating the allegations of a woman who says her now deceased father killed dozens of women that she helped bury on the family's Iowa property. I got a couple of stories from Iowa tonight. Shit's going crazy in Iowa. Speaking with Newsweek, Lucy Studley says her late dad, Donald Dean Studley, who died in 2013 at the age of 75, killed approximately 50 to 70 women, most of whom were sex workers. Over the course of 3 decades, she alleges that as a child, she and her siblings were forced to help him dispose of the bodies in a well near Thurman, Iowa. Anybody live near Thurman, Iowa? I know where the bodies are buried, Lucy told the outlet. He would just tell us that we had to go to the well, and I knew what that meant. Lucy alleges Donald would stab, shoot, or strike the heads of his victims inside a trailer on their property. After the alleged killing, she said that he would transport the bodies to the area of the well via wheelbarrow during the hotter months and toboggan in the winter. They would then cover them up with dirt and lye, according to the outlet. Every time I went to the well or into the hills, I didn't think I was coming down. I thought he'd kill me too because I wouldn't keep my mouth shut, she said. Speaking with KETV Monday, Fremont County Sheriff Kevin Astrape? What? Astrape? Istrope. I don't know how to say that. That's a weird one. I'm just going to leave it at that. He said that Lucy's claims are being investigated. We are actively investigating this, and who wouldn't? I would hope any sheriff's office in the state, if somebody would come across something like this, would say, okay, we're going to investigate it.
Well, yeah, I'd start with that well.
Yeah, you think. We have a scene, but we don't know whether it's a crime scene, said whatever his name is. We don't have victims' bodies yet, nothing. However, on Friday, 2 cadaver dogs detected the scent of human remains across 4 different sites on the property. Today, he told me there is an odor of human decomposition in the area. The dog's handler told Jim Peters, God, whoever wrote this was stunted. More work needs to be done to confirm that, but I feel pretty good about what I saw from the dogs, but I'm not going to hang my hat on that. I really think there's bones there. According to the outlet, it's hard for me to believe that two different dogs would hit on the exact same places and be faults. We don't know what it is. The settlers were up there. There was Indian country up there as well, but I tend to believe Lucy. According to the dogs, there's a very large burial site.
I don't think the dogs would be picking up on all that other stuff. I think it'd be like way too old.
Yeah. But then again, if we had 70 missing persons from Omaha County Council Bluffs, we would have picked up on that too. So if there is 70 people there, they're not all from here. Newsweek reports over the years, Lucy tried to alert teachers, church leaders, and law enforcement, but her claims were never investigated or taken serious by the authorities. Oh boy, somebody dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's killing people up here. Somebody should come check it out. Yeah. Quit making stuff
Did you see the other story? I'm saving it for next week, where the suitcase with the kid, she thought he was possessed by a demon.
Yeah, I did read something about that.
Yeah. I had this and that, and then I settled on another. It's like people are losing their minds.
Yep. Yes, they are.
So I am going to have to read off of the stuff I sent to you, because I've been having major issues with my phone today. And to start right out, I did try to stop stuffy nose ahead of time. It will clear up shortly. This first one here. A man claims to have had sex in another galaxy after interdimensional travel.
Woo, beats the Mile High Club.
And then some. A time-traveling bloke has claimed to have experienced international travel and had sex in another galaxy. The strange admission came from the most popular time travel group on social media site Facebook. Posted by someone called Sia, the person said the experience was definitely real and note a dream. Obviously not. The grammar in this already is just horrible. Yeah. He posted, in my sleep, I've experienced some interdimensional travel. A channel-like tunnel was opened in the heavens, saw different stars and galaxies. I went through the tunnel. It was so bright and shiny. The other day I left my bed, had an interdimensional travel, met someone, we spoke, we connected, and we had sex. We promised each other we shall meet again. Then we went back to our normal places. While there's no way to prove what the bloke is saying is true, one person suggested that he had actually astral traveled. For the unaware, okay, you guys all know what astral travel is. It hinges on the belief that humans, after an astral body or spirit outside their own body, which they can sometimes, that they would not be able to have in their human. Okay, wait. This is written so horribly.
Yeah, like the one I was trying to read.
I think we got them from a lot of these from the same source is why. And yeah, you get, I guess, what you pay for these days. It hinges on the belief that humans, after an astral body or spirit outside of their own body, which they can sometimes harness to have experiences they would not be able to have in their human body, such as having sex with someone from another universe. The concept of astral projection. Okay, we don't need to go there. However, responding to the bloke who thinks he's had sex with someone from another universe through this method, someone replied to his Facebook comment, nah, it's a dream. No concrete evidence has ever been provided to prove that astral projection is a real concept. And that's where they left it. So this guy, not only, if you're meeting in other places, meeting people in your dreams, I guess you can go outside your box, so to say, go to a whole other galaxy, meet, have a nice little conversation, maybe a little, and then return back to the safety of your own bed.
Yeah. Stranger things could happen, I suppose.
And I believe there wouldn't be intergalactic or interdimensional like seedlings being spread because I don't think your souls could impregnate.
Who knows?
I don't.
Oh, bloody knows.
Has anybody here astral projected and did the deed in another universe, or just while astral projecting?
Yeah, you could just astral project, like, next door, across the block, the next town over.
bought a new refrigerator, not for bodies, just for food to save on. Like, I like how you have to add not for bodies
Not for bodies.
these days. I got a new meat freezer, but wait, not for bodies.
Yeah. Refrigerator, man, that's the sore spot with me.
I hope it saves on electricity. That shit is expensive.
My freaking refrigerator's on the blink again. This is the second one that's took a dump. Doesn't make ice, doesn't make water anymore. Just put a $50 water filter in it, but that doesn't work because the pump went out or something. Piece of Hey,
I
but
already had that replaced, and I thought I might be thinking of another appliance.
No, you're not. I just replaced it a couple years ago
That's okay, yeah.
with a brand new refrigerator. That the ice makers already took a shit like I don't know how many times, and Darcy ordered parts and rebuilt the ice maker, and now the water like has given out, and it's man, I just want to beat it with a hammer, take it out to the edge of the road. But went and looked at new refrigerators, and them yeah. The same refrigerator that, like, when I bought this one a couple years ago, it was like $1,000. The same to replace it with the same thing is now like $1,700. And I would rather just go buy a 1970s refrigerator because I know that bitch will work.
Did you see the one I posted with all the compartments and stuff from like the 60s or whatever? Like, I bet you that thing is still kicking. Like,
Yeah.
They don't make fridges like that. The thing had like fold out compartments that you had room for everything. Like, what did they do and how did they think any of this was going to make life more convenient or easy? They had it right the first time around.
Yep. Yeah. Like I looked at refrigerators the other day that were like $2,500, $3,000, $4,000, and they all were like pieces of crap. Like all the drawers, everything felt flimsy. Like, yeah, I'm gonna throw 4 packs of meat and some vegetables in this drawer, and it's gonna break. Just like every drawer has broke in my refrigerator that I have now because they don't build anything worth the damn anymore. Get off my line. That's my rant.
Nothing's built to last anymore.
No, it's not. They don't build anything worth a crap anymore. But yeah, they charge like they're building the crap out of it somehow.
Like you're getting some special whatever, and then some stupid little clip plastic stupid ass piece that you can't just replace that because oh no, you need the whole board.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. It's like I asked my dad a long time ago, like, could they make tires that just don't pop? Well, yeah, but then they wouldn't be making money off selling new tires, like tires that didn't lose tread. He goes, yeah, easy, but they have to, make money, just like they could have gum that doesn't lose its flavor after 2 seconds.
Yeah. Yep, they make stuff to break now.
Yes.
Just like these comments. Yep. I mean, when I was growing up as a kid, we never replaced the freaking refrigerator or the stove or that shit lasted forever,
Or the toaster ovens, you get those at the pawn shops. Change the coil and shit, it's still working.
Yeah. And if it did break back in the day, there was such a place as an appliance repair center that you could take over to Mr. Johnson and he could fix it for you, for like $50. No,
with legit warranties and stuff.
Yeah. Not anymore.
No.
Now it's like, it's lucky if you get 5 years out of it.
Well, you're doing COVID.
Great. Yeah, exactly. Blame it on COVID.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid COVID. Okay. Back to Iowa. Iowa was in the news this week. Iowa teenagers allegedly killed their Spanish teacher with a baseball bat over bad grades. When I was in school, back to, when I was a kid, man, you mouthed off to a teacher, they would knock the shit out of you. Bam! And then you get your ass paddled. And then you go to the principal and you get your ass paddled. And then you go home and you get the crap beat out of you at home too. But not anymore. Can't touch kids nowadays.
You get a new iPhone.
You can't say anything that might hurt their feelings because
In
they
a
might go
session
crazy.
with a Zoom counselor.
Yeah. I need a quiet place because they told me no. Fucking pussies. 2 Iowa teenagers, 2 Iowa maggots who were accused of murdering their high school Spanish teacher with a baseball bat last year, killed her because of bad grades they were given, prosecutors said in a court document this week. Jeremy Goodale and Willard Miller, both 17, have been charged with first-degree murder in conjunction with the death of Noma Graber. I don't know. Should have grabbed a hammer and knocked the shit out of him with it, is what she should have grabbed. Their then 68-year-old Spanish teacher at Fairfield High School. Until this week, an alleged motive behind the killing was unclear. According to documents that were filed on Tuesday, which were retained by the Associated Press, Miller was upset with Graber because of a low grade he received in Spanish class that lowered his GPA. Well, bitch, you should have studied harder. The poor grade is believed to be a motive behind the murder of Graber, which was directly... So much for the GPA, because your ass is going to be in jail now. Anyways, it's hard for me to stay on track with kids like this. Court documents filed by Jefferson County Attorney Chauncey Molding and Assistant Iowa Attorney General Scott Brown read the Associated Press reports. Although Miller initially denied involvement in Graber's disappearance and death, he allegedly later stated that he had knowledge of everything, but he did not participate, the documents read. Yeah, right. The documents also stated that a witness showed authorities photos of a Snapchat conversation with Goodale that identify Goodale's admission that he acted in concert with another person to bring about Graber's death. The witness alleged that Goodale made statements that impacted both him and Miller in the death of Graber. Miller's attorney, Christine Branstad, is seeking to overturn 4 witch warrants used in the investigation to suppress the evidence taken from his cell phone and Snapchat. Why? It's out there. It's on Snapchat. He was bragging about it. Sounds guilty to me. I don't know. I ain't even going to read the rest of it because it just pisses me off. The shit kids get away with these days. Like I say, back when I was in school, man, no, you didn't backtalk to your teacher. If you did, there were serious consequences to pay.
That's what we need back, are consequences all across the board. Law, order, and consequences.
No consequences for nothing. You can go in the store and steal shit. You don't get in trouble for it. You know, smack your teacher, talk back to them, call them anything you want. You don't get in trouble for it.
Yes.
I remember one day I was in biology class, and we had these big, thick biology books. They were like, 2.5 inches, 3 inches thick. And this one kid he was always a wise ass, but he was mouthing off to the teacher. And next thing I knew, the teacher picked up one of those books and threw it, fucking hit that kid and knocked him out of his desk. And that sounds bad, but he deserved every bit of it. He deserved it.
I bet.
It was hilarious too to everybody that didn't get hit with a biology book that day. Yeah, teachers' paddles with holes in them. Exactly. Oh, God. It would crush the kids of today, though. Wimps.
Soy boys. So you got to be careful what you get on Facebook Marketplace. Sometimes you might get lucky. Sometimes you might not. These people thought they were buying a prop coffin, but it came with more than they bargained for. A prop coffin sold on Facebook Marketplace spooks family after remains were found within.
Not really.
A family that ordered a coffin from Facebook Marketplace for their Halloween party were left horrified when they discovered somebody's ashes in the casket. Brooke from Baltimore was given a genuine fright when she also found a dead person's belongings inside. The white steel casket was a rental coffin, which are normally used for funeral services, with the body placed within a wooden box that is then taken out for a burial. But this casket was found to contain an envelope which is believed contained the ashes, along with a photograph of the deceased, their death certificate, social, and a hospital bracelet.
Dang.
Oh, I lost my article. This is why I screenshot. Okay. Brooke admitted everyone was in shock and then posted a video on TikTok in the hope that they would track down the dead person's family. It worked, with the deceased granddaughter watching and informing her mom, who confirmed that the personal items belonged to her mother Edith, a community pastor who had died in January from COVID at a time when restrictions meant the family could not be with her. The personal belongings have since been returned to Sabrina, who said, "It doesn't ease the pain of her being gone. She was my best friend. I love my mom dearly. I'm the only girl." She was assured that an investigation into the matter is now being carried out. They also revealed that they found information on another deceased person that had been left inside the casket. So that raises a couple questions. Okay, so yeah, you've got that's just to cover the other box to make, it look better, right? So you're putting the wooden box inside this casket?
I guess.
I thought people were in there. So this is for transporting? See it. So this is like before they have like their casket, I guess, is at the funeral home. When they're transporting, are they in a separate casket?
I don't know.
And then if that's the case, now you wouldn't bury them with their death certificate. All that stuff should have been given to a family member.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how was that stuff like in that casket and not okay? If the family member couldn't be there because of COVID, that should have been put into something and then have like family members come and pick that up.
Yeah, I don't know.
That makes me worry even about the people that were there, if they're even buried or put in the right places.
Yeah.
Ashes in an envelope? Like, what?
What? Huh? Yeah, I don't know. Even people, I was worried about, weren't that worried about your family member because you never got the death certificate or the ashes or anything. I mean, wouldn't you be wondering where that stuff's at if you were concerned about it,
Yeah, unless it's like a Jane Doe, a pauper's grave, which they wouldn't be doing all that. Where the hell's where is everything?
Yeah, where are the concerned family members? I don't know. It's kind of weird sounding.
I mean, they found them on TikTok, but you didn't worry about where your shit was before that?
Yeah, really.
Or you just assumed like the state would send you. They probably said, "Oh, because of COVID, we're going to mail you a death certificate or whatever the hell." I don't know. But I'm curious to see what the investigation comes out with.
Yeah, weirdness. Weird. Again, somebody dropped the ball. Ah,
Yeah, that
hey,
stuff really irks me.
let's see. Yeah, we'll go to this one next. No, it's not that button, Robert. There's the right button. Holy crap.
Buy caskets at Walmart.
Yeah, you can now.
No shit.
Yeah, seriously. Costco might even have them. Scientists can recreate the face of a real life 18th century vampire.
Now he looks like a vampire, like how I would imagine a vampire to look.
Yeah, kind of does.
Kind of like that creepy pilot that used to try to talk to me.
This is the face of a man who 2 centuries ago was buried with his leg bones crossed to stop him from rising from the dead. He was certainly no Count Dracula and most likely had absolutely no interest at all in drinking human blood, but his unfortunate individual certainty stoked a great deal of fear among the local populace back in the 1700s. More than 200 years after his death, his remains were found buried in a Griswold, Connecticut. Here in God, who writes these articles? Who doesn't proofread these articles? Found buried in Griswold, Connecticut, with his femur bones arranged in a particular crisscross pattern. There was evidence, in fact, to suggest that he had been dug up and reburied. The remains were found with the femur bones removed and crossed over his chest. Scientist Ellen Graytuck told Live Science this way suspected vampires wouldn't be able to walk around and attack the living because they ain't got no femur bones. They've been taken out. Need your femurs. New scientists at Virginia's Parabon Nanolabs and the Armed Forces DNA Identification Laboratory have joined forces to use his DNA to reconstruct what he looked like when he was alive. Thought to be around 55 years old when he died, he likely had fair skin, brown eyes, brown or black hair. The image is fascinating to look back to a time when a fear of vampires was a very real thing, and indeed people were willing to commit unspeakable acts to protect themselves from them. Exactly how the situation may have played out for this man at the time, we'll likely never know for sure. But so far, this is his reconstruction of what they thought he might have looked like as a vampire.
But if they broke the femur bones, I thought like he could have turned into a bat and fly.
Yeah, just back to school. I don't know. Rough living back in those days, man. And where's, if that's his skull, where's his vampiric teeth? I don't know.
They took him out to make a necklace.
That's probably what happened. Yeah.
Well, here's one for you. Apple Watch saves the life of a woman who had been buried alive by her husband.
Hate when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Apple Watch.
So the Apple Watch has saved.
I always hit the wrong damn button.
A woman who was buried alive by her ex-husband was able to summon help because she was still wearing her Apple Watch. The woman from Washington State managed to activate the watch's emergency SOS feature after her husband, 53-year-old Che Kong An, tied her up and threw her into a shallow grave.
Dun, 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 dun.
Mm-hmm. When a Thurston County Sheriff's deputy arrived at the house in Lacey, about 60 miles southwest of Seattle, the victim emerged from behind a shed and told him, "My husband's trying to kill me." Just looking at his face, and I just want like 5 minutes in that room back there.
Asshole.
She had duct tape still wrapped around her neck, lower face, and ankles, a police report said. There was extensive bruising to her legs, arms, and head, and her hair were covered in dirt. Her husband had attacked her after they had met up to discuss financial matters relating to their divorce. That's why you go in a public place. The victim told police her husband had tied her up and forced her into a van before driving her to a remote location. She added she could hear him digging a hole. He stabbed her before throwing her into the improvised grave. She was dragged and put into the ground. Heavy tree was put on top of her, a police report said. After being put into the ground, she could still hear her husband walking around the hole in dirt being put on top of her. She could barely breathe with the earth blocking her mouth and her nose, but managed to wriggle around and create a small air pocket. See, that can help save you too. Remember that. She told investigators her husband had threatened to kill her before. She said he had told her he would rather kill her than give her his retirement money. He's now facing multiple charges, including first-degree attempted murder, first-degree kidnapping, and first-degree assault. There's got to be some other things in there because this woman's going to have PTSD forever. And, oh boy, he's currently held without the possibility of bail. He had used tape to bind his wife's hands behind her back, more tape around her, so that he had her all tied up. She told investigators she managed to call the emergency number with her Apple Watch. Emergency operators heard a woman screaming who sounded as if she were gagged. So I guess that's all we get to hear about her rescue. It's like they put the article in like 3 pieces: the middle, the beginning, the end, the middle. But yeah, so the Apple Watch, if you're in an emergency, something happens, and you do have one of those on, remember, if you got signal, you can use those to help call for help.
Boom.
That's when technology can be your friend when used the right way.
Yeah. I guess I got an Apple Watch. I don't know how to make it call 911 though. I guess I ought to
You
look
should
that up.
figure, yeah. Maybe there's even like, I found out the hard way. You know how to do screenshots? You hold the power
Yeah.
button here, the up and down.
Yeah.
Click, click. Well, if you do 3 up and downs real fast, click, 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 it calls 911. I was taking screenshots that I called 911. So maybe there's something on the watch that if you click it a certain amount of times, it'll automatically call. But that's like having a life alert on you.
Yep. Could come in handy. Hope you
Yeah,
never need
for real.
Oh.
I mean, car accident, anything. You know, I never thought about that. I'm not into wearing those. I have a reason to, but because I do have like back issues and stuff like that, I worry about like slipping in the shower. I thought about getting like, Jeff was going to get me one of those necklaces before. Another one like would say when my heartbeat was up. I said, you just want to know like if I'm pissed off before you get home or not. So you check my heart rate. I said, I'm not putting that on.
Yeah, that's why I got an Apple Watch. Was Darcy was like, you need to go get one of those. You need to get one. She was like after me, and it keeps track of my heart, and that's how I figured out. Partly how I figured out I had heart problems was the old Apple Watch. But now I check my heart rate, and it's like a good, nice 72, which is good.
Good.
Yeah, you run into it could be like weird, like you were saying, weird circumstances where they're getting buried alive or just meeting some weirdo in the alley or whatever. You could always use your watch.
Yeah.
That gas station
Easier
where
than pulling out your phone and doing all that shit.
yeah,
And if they could hear you like that, I think
yeah,
it's worth it alone for a safety measure, just for extra safety.
yeah. Yeah, that gas station where I was texting you from tonight, where I stopped to get gas at. The Buc-ee's. That place is huge. There must be, I don't know, 50 gas pumps or more. Who knows? I don't know. There's too many to count. And I pulled up next to the one that had somebody that came over and was asking me for money for gas. But I ended up giving him some money for gas. It was this little Indian lady, and she was told me she was trying to get to Miami and she didn't have enough gas and blah blah blah. So
Oh, Rob.
I put $20 worth of gas in her car, and she was kissing my hands and like she was freaking out on me. So Darcy said, maybe God put her next to you because he knew you would help her. So I
Yeah.
like to believe that, She's like, I don't need money. I don't need money for just is all I need is gas. Of course, she couldn't speak a whole lot of English, but she was praying on me and kissing my hands though. Yeah,
You could be there.
I've been approached by some strange people at the gas station lately. Speaking of using your Apple Watch to call 911. Like looking at my phone. Where's my phone at? Just in case. Got a pistol in the car. Good God, I keep hitting the wrong button over here. Why? StreamYard? Why do you have to change things? I was used to doing it a certain way. Now I gotta learn it all over again. Ghost Child and Paranormal Attack top spooky police call outs in Scotland.
Ooh,
A bit of Scottish news.
I'm Scottish.
Where's my damn articles at? All right. Where are you at? Newly released government files revealed some of the paranormal themed incidents investigated by Scottish police in 2019. It's just now coming out, because that's the way the government rolls. The files, which are made available following a Freedom of Information Act request, detailed 38 separate calls to the police station since 2019, which the term paranormal activity was mentioned. In one case, officers were called to a house in Edinburgh to investigate a report of paranormal noises, while in another case, a caller from Glasgow reported black creatures coming out of her wall. Damn! Time to move. Or quit taking them funny shaped pills. One or the other. One man in Lanark called the police to report that he had been subject to a paranormal attack. While in the Highlands, there was a call about property being haunted by a ghost child. Similar reports of alleged hauntings originated from Dumfries and Galloway, Ayrshire, and the Lothians. I don't know if I said that last one right. While some of the documented calls were quite compelling, others, meanwhile, were anything but. In addition to the inevitable slew of crank calls, were several cases of paranormal investigators being reported to the police, either for trespassing on private property or for breaking the COVID-19 lockdown restrictions that had been in effect at the time. Some were even taken up for disturbing graves at local cemeteries. Now that's just bad mojo right there. But some of those, were legit, like people freaking out about, if I saw dark creatures coming out of my wall, I'd be a little bit concerned.
Just
I
a
don't know.
cat.
I don't know if I'd call the police or not because they'd probably think you're
I
crazy.
probably wouldn't call the police.
Yeah, but who are you going to call? Ghostbusters? I don't know. Who would you call if you had black creatures? You'd probably call
I would
me.
just deal with it. Yeah.
You'd probably be like, dude, you're not going to believe what I saw last night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just deal with it.
Yep. Hmm.
I was going to do this one last week, but because it was Halloween show, I was
Halloween.
doing Halloweeny stuff. This is NASA team begins study of UFOs. A team of NASA researchers has just begun a formal investigation into UFOs. Now we know the other thing they call it. Last week, the agency announced the 16 team members leading the study, which began Monday and will last for 9 months. They will report their findings to the public in mid-2023. The team includes former NASA astronaut Scott Kelly and a science journalist, Nadia Drake, as well as scientists who study the shape of the universe, astrobiology, oceanography, black holes, computer engineering, and other topics. The effort is meant to lay the groundwork for future study on the nature of UFOs for NASA and other organizations, according to the statement. The team will identify how data gathered by civilian government entities, commercial data, and data from other sources can potentially be analyzed to shed light on UFOs. The supernatural sounding study, first announced in June, is really meant to bring a scientific perspective to the subject and document unidentified objects in the sky. It will reportedly cost less than $100,000 and be independent from the Pentagon's efforts to study UFOs. Following a 2021 report from the United States government centered on 144 unidentified flying objects, there has been considerable federal attention on these phenomena. Congress held a public hearing on UFOs in May, and the Pentagon announced it was forming an office to study UFOs in July, according to Julia. But most UFO research to date has been conducted by military and intelligence organizations. They take a different approach to the topic, which is, we're not interested in this as a scientific issue. That's not our agenda. So yeah, they're just going on and on about why they want to just now start looking into UFOs. Just now.
Move along. Move along.
I have another one. I don't think I'm going to read it because I think it's almost the same idea, or it's another team of them. Oh, like it's another one of the U.S. stepping up investigations into the UFOs. And that came out like a few hours ago today.
Huh.
So I don't know. Can't breathe.
Breathing is important. Yeah, I saw somebody that said something about a car that sensed if you like wrecked or whatever, and it would call 911. My watch actually does that. Apple Watch actually does that. I did something a while back, and it was like buzzing, and it was like, seems you have taken a hard fall. would you like to call 911? And I'm like, no. But when I actually did take a hard fall and like really busted my ass, did it want to call 911 that day? No, it didn't.
What if you're sitting there like boom, 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 like we detect blah blah blah, just call 911.
I'm like, well, what did I do before that it wanted to call
Yeah, that
911? And when I really ate shit, busted my ass, like seriously, where I probably could have used
could have
911.
used 911.
No, it didn't do it then.
Huh.
Technology, man, technology.
Maybe it was the way it landed or what side.
Yeah. Well, this is a weird one. Everybody likes a good conspiracy theory, right? Well, I don't know if everybody does, but hey, I do. So this is a weird one. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. But the weird Avril Lavigne conspiracy theory that just refuses to go away. Has anybody heard of the Avril?
Don't think I've heard this one yet.
No? I find this one a bit interesting. So the story goes as this. A bizarre conspiracy concerning Canadian singer-songwriter Avril Lavigne has been doing the rounds for years. Halloween is, here, and according to the social media site and Pinterest and other social media sites, the top costume ideas for 2022, one of which is Avril Lavigne, the Canadian singer-songwriter. Pinterest 2022 Halloween searches are all about costumes with pop culture themes. Searches around the major TV and film launches of the year, such as Stranger Things, Elvis, Top Gun, Lord of the Rings, are trending on the platform. Women also topped the 2022 costume list with iconic figures like Anna Delvey, the fake heiress from the TV drama Inventing Anna, as well as Priscilla Presley. And then there's also Avril Lavigne. So what makes Lavigne the unexpected costume choice of 2022? It may be to do with the fanfare around Love Sucks, her new album, which was released in February of 2022. She's been quiet on the music front for several years before this and after contracting Lyme disease in 2014, which she struggled to overcome. Or it could be her growth on TikTok or her Halloween-themed clothing range. But it could also be in part due to a long-held conspiracy theory that Avril Lavigne is, in fact, dead. It was back in 2005 that theory first surfaced, which the alleged Lavigne had taken her own life after the trauma of her grandfather's death and had been replaced by a double named Melissa Vandella. The theory goes that Vandella was originally hired to protect reclusive Avril Lavigne from intrusive media, and that following Lavigne's apparent death, the record company used Vandella as Lavigne's substitute. Weird, but it could happen, right? I don't know.
It rhymes with Mandela.
Yeah.
Kind of like Zanny the nanny.
Yeah. In support of this, conspiracists point to the changes in the artist's appearance and voice. These include reconfiguration of beauty spots and her handwriting. One version of the theory claims that because Lavigne's replacement, Vandella, felt bad about lying, she left behind subliminal clues in her song lyrics. One such song is Nobody's Home. Conspiracy advocates believe the words confirm Lavigne died at her parents' empty house. Additionally, they cite a promotional photo shoot where the singer had the name Melissa written on her hand. What makes a conspiracy theory? Lavigne is not the first to be subject to such speculation. Conspiracy theorists also claim Paul McCartney's dead, Beyonce is part of the Illuminati, a secret society that's said to run the world, and that Taylor Swift is a clone of former satanic priestess named Zena LeVay. Much like the Avril is dead story, conspiracy theories usually contain the motion of powerful individuals who are working covertly to deliberately mislead people. In this instance, the record company and profit motive combined with the conviction that Levine was deliberately replaced to make up this theory. Conspiracy theorists will also use supposedly objective evidence to support allegations which provide an illusion of validity. In this case of Levine, fans have used photo and video comparisons as analysis of her voice recording as proof of this theory. So I don't know. Picture looks like an older Avril Lavigne. Maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is she alive? Is it Memorex, or how does that go? Is it live or is it Memorex? Is it live or is it Melissa Vandelay, whatever her name is? Heather says not true. I don't know. Birthmarks usually don't change places, even though you get older. Do they? I don't know. Could be, could not be. I do believe you're muted.
Because we did have to throw some funny ones in here too. Somebody is throwing bags of poop in Kashama's yard, and SPD reportedly doesn't give a shit.
The
Update.
old bag of poop on the front porch.
And I know I'm not saying her name correctly.
Hey, she looks like the lady that I gave gas to tonight.
Somebody is throwing bags of suspected human poop into City Council member Kashama, Kshama, Kashama Central District, her Central District yard. The District 3 rep is calling on Mayor Bruce to direct the Seattle Police Department to do more to investigate what Stewart is calling a sense of disturbing incidents at my home. She also says she has photos and videos of the man. She says she was caught. She also says she has photos and videos of the man. Someone says she was caught in the act that police aren't using to pursue the case. That doesn't make sense. Update on 10/20. SPD has posted pictures of a suspect and is asking the public to help identify the man. And I didn't put it on there, but yeah, there's some grainy pictures of the suspect. In a press release sent by the Socialist Alternative Political Group, Summit Heads, and not from her City Hall office, the veteran council member shares a letter to Herald documenting 6 attacks involving excrement and what she says has been giving SPD's apathy in investigating the fecal matter. As a socialist city council member who has participated in Black Lives Matter protests, I'm being told that my case of 6 threatening incidents involving human excrement doesn't merit even a serious investigation, let alone protection, she writes. She also criticizes SPD leak of information from the case to right-wing media that she says has encouraged further attacks on her and her family. Her full letter is below. We have asked the mayor's office for a statement and update when we hear back. Now the longest serving member of the council, she's faced down a hard battle. Let's get to this letter. Threats against her have made past headlines, but the latest incident involves a more direct assault on the council member's private life and follows a disturbing incident early in the year involving an open-armed man making threats outside her Seattle home. So, security for Seattle, they're facing threats. Meanwhile, isn't unheard of. Da, 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 da. In her letter, she says SPD has closed its investigation, did not follow up on a threatening email calling her the queen of shit, and said, did not follow up on a threatening email calling her the queen of shit and saying that the council member can sit on your throne of human excrement. And, you know, no matter what your take is, your political take, if you're on this side, that side, in between, just whatever the hell it is, whatever you think about these people, just don't do stupid shit. You know, like Newsom,
Don't throw.
cram it. He cram it, but I'm not going to throw shit at his house. Would I like to? Yeah, I would. I would really like to, but I'm not going to. And other people shouldn't be doing this stuff either. There's no reason to get violence and vandalism into any of this stuff. It doesn't prove anybody's point. It just.
I mean, I did this when I was like 14 years old.
Yeah, exactly. But we're grown-ups now.
Yeah. I'm never going to grow up, but.
So this is her letter. I might not read the whole thing. I'm writing to express my concern that the Seattle Police Department is failing to investigate a series of disturbing incidents at my home. 6 times now, bags of human excrement have been thrown into my yard, most recently on Thursday, October 13th. The event seemed likely to be politically motivated given their targeted nature and reputation. The material used in these repeated attacks is classified as biohazardous waste. The police informed me the material can't be sent to their lab for further investigation due to its hazardous nature. That seems quite odd considering that hospital labs do tests on human fecal matter all the time, but it does speak to the danger of having it repeatedly thrown in one's yard. It does not help that on at least one occasion, our dogs got into one of the bags before we realized what had happened. We had to call the animal poison control hotline, not knowing what the material was. Yeah, it's messed up. Most concerning is the very high likelihood this extreme and hostile behavior is politically motivated and can turn to more serious and dangerous harassment. Unfortunately, it does not appear that the Seattle PD agrees that this is in any way a serious matter. I was informed yesterday, just 5 days after an investigation, the case is being inactivated and no longer pursued at this time. So she's just going on and on and on and on.
Oh,
and on. And on and on and on and on and on and on
and on.
about this.
Stupid and ugly, smell like a fart.
So yeah, people, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Don't throw shit at the woman. You know it's going to happen even more now that she's crying about it.
Yeah.
Bill elephant. Someone's going to dump a whole elephant shit truck of elephant shit in your yard.
You lost me at the very beginning of that letter, and Seattle police. Wait a minute. Didn't they want to defund the police and they were all down on the police? But, when somebody throws shit on your porch, now you want to call the police?
Right?
Hey, you made a poopy bed. You can sleep in it.
Thank you. I'm glad that was not lost upon you.
Wasn't it Seattle that had the town that, or was that somewhere else? Portland, Seattle. I get confused on all them shitty places, but
Yeah.
yeah. Defund the police until you need them.
So you need them, and then you really want to know. Well, can you take it in and like actually do a DNA test on the shit to see who did it?
And they're probably
Do you
like,
have cameras? Investigate. I mean, invest in some cameras, lady.
yeah,
The shit queen.
shit queen.
Your
You
throne of excrement.
You got her poopiness. Speaking of security and all, this doesn't have anything to do with my next story, but just because. What do you think about the whole Pelosi getting a hammer upside the head thing?
I'm pretty sure that they know each other. I'm pretty sure that they know the two guys knew each other. And there's a big secret that's not being told for some reason. They're really not wanting to talk about the time it took, like, for them to come in. The story keeps changing.
Yeah.
I just think they know each other and there's something that they're hiding that they don't want out, that Pelosi doesn't want out. That's why he wants them in jail for a long time.
Yeah. I just, I
What do
can't.
you think?
I smell bullshit big time through
Yeah.
the story. I mean, just doesn't make sense. It's like, it's not like it's me here. I don't have security. I don't have cameras. I don't have, this big concoction of security around my house. Like, they do. So how did this guy get through it all?
I still wanted to see if he had, because they're in San Francisco, and I don't know if they're in a gated community or not. I have a feeling that they are.
Because
when they
Coral. There you go.
Huh?
Christina
Yeah.
says, Lover's Coral. There you go. Nancy was gone, and he had his Bobo buddy over.
And then there was two hammers. Like, he had his own hammer, and then the guy in his bag had another hammer. And like he let him go to the bathroom, and he's like, "Yes, this is my friend." And they're like, "Is he talking in code?"
Yeah. I don't know him. His name's David, and he's my friend. Wait a minute. You just said you didn't know him. What?
Yeah, and he's in his underwear. And I hope he doesn't have a concealed weapon because, yeah, I don't know where that weapon would be.
Smell like poop.
He pulled a hammer out of his ass.
Exactly.
And then, he comes out of the safety of his bathroom, and I'm imagining, yeah, San Francisco houses are built different. I don't know how new. I don't know what area they're in or what kind of house, she's in. But once you get into that bathroom, you're kind of in a safe place. And 911 stays on the phone with you, they say. Please stay on the phone until the officers arrive. Yeah. They just want to hear what's going on. When they hear the cops get there, they, say, okay, thank you, yeah. But then he comes out, and then the cops are there, and the hammer they're fighting on the hammer, and did he let go of the hammer, and then the hammer hit him in the head, or he took the swing at the hammer?
Or do the cops get there and go, he's got a hammer in his butt? Yeah, and then there's the whole some third person answered the door and let him in, and then it was like, oh no, there was no third person there. That was the guy with the video camera making the video.
Yes, what was that?
Just some weird shit right there.
So
if somebody's doing weird shit, that's cool, but you keep it to yourself.
Yeah, so I think there's some that was between Pelosi and this younger guy who has some issues. He's using the elder abuse on him because he wants to put away a long time because he doesn't want something to come out. Pelosi was away on whatever she was doing. Yeah. Dude was up in his bed, and the guy comes upstairs to get him. And he's like, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?" And the homeboy was sleeping in his bed. And so it's just so much stuff just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And they're not helping it make sense.
No, yeah. I mean, it's just like news comes out nowadays, and it's so freaking bizarre. It's like this can't be the real. This is not the truth.
There used to be,
you know,
a headline like they would say, like if they knew for a fact there was like a certain headline, they'd put that headline out, but they would not report shit on it till they knew exactly what the fuck they were dealing with, and then they put out a statement. They put out the cops, put out a statement. You might have to then correct something, not correct, but add to it later. But there's so many now, they're just throwing stuff out there and then saying, oh, we need to update this or correct this. We had the wrong information at first. Then why were you reporting it? Didn't you double check this to begin with? Like, you're just throwing it out there. That's not news. That's gossip. And then some of it might be true.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. Yeah, it's just bizarre. Like, they just report on shit that it's not the truth. It's like, why are you bullshitting us, man? It's obvious that, I don't know.
And people would be so mad if like shit, if people were just straight up and were cool and let people figure it out for themselves, decide what they want.
Yeah.
No one's gonna get hurt either way. Just let people think what they want to think and do what you're gonna do. And
just like when the dude got his DUI, there was somebody else in the car. They won't say who that somebody else was.
Makes you wonder. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, if it was me or you, if it was any normal person, so why, because you're, a Pelosi or a whoever, somebody high up, why, you get special treatment? Yeah, my ass would get special treatment. My ass would probably get a beat down and handcuffed and thrown in the car and blasted all over the media.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. There's been crazier.
Let's see here. I'm not going to do that other UFO one for right now. Do you have any more?
Yeah, I got a couple more.
Okay, so do I. Is it your turn or mine?
Mine. Even though I took over with
Alice
Hammer Butt Buddy. Alice Cooper and Cher are among other singers who have encountered a ghost. Been a few. Dave Grohl says he's seen ghosts. Oh man, where'd my article go? It's got a way of hiding from me. Is it bizarre? Nope, that's not it. The world of music has seen more than its fair share of ghost sightings and paranormal experiences over the years. It seems that just about everyone in the public eye is claiming to have seen or experienced something supernatural these days, and perhaps nowhere is more evident than the music industry. While it's easy to dismiss, some of these consequences are too much drink or drugs. Many famous singers and songwriters remain adamant that they have personally witnessed something paranormal and are not too afraid to discuss it in public when asked. American rock singer Alice Cooper, for example, had previously talked about experiencing poltergeist activity during his time writing music with Aerosmith's Joe Perry in New York. The phenomenon, which included furniture being moved around by an unseen force and the feeling of a hand touching the shoulder, was later attributed to the ghost of a boy who died nearby. Elsewhere, singer Cher has often mentioned her belief that she has been visited by the ghost of late ex-husband Sonny Bono, who was killed in the 1988 skiing accident. I love ghosts, she said. I actually think Sonny makes a light go on. I have a beautiful chandelier that he makes the light go on when it's impossible. There's no power on. I love ghosts. I prefer ghosts to some people. Elton John is another well-known singer to have a paranormal experience. I did see a ghost once, he told the Irish Times back in 2019. I went to bed and felt something pressing down on my chest. I was too terrified to move. So, strictly speaking, I haven't seen a ghost, but I have been set on by one. His story sounds a bit like a case of sleep paralysis, but it also stands as it stands, we'll never know for sure. And like I say, Dave Grohl's another one that has had ghostly experiences. Several people in the music industry have talked about it. But yeah, Alice Cooper, I mean, I would expect him to be haunted, you know?
Oh, big time. Big time. Yeah, he's threatening all the West, Ulrich. He's got one foot in the grave now. He knows it. So is he going to pull like one last Hail Mary? He's not looking so much at Ukraine and such now. It's a lot of Putin.
Oh, yeah.
He's looking at a lot of
Yeah, I think there's some bullshittery going on with that whole thing too.
Yeah.
On all sides.
All sides. Big time.
Yeah, Jimmy Page for sure. Of course, they were doing weird stuff back in the day.
You know, Lady Gaga, she's someone that before she'll even stay in a hotel, she has like this whole Ghostbuster team. I might have brought it up that goes in and checks everything out. And she's got like this expensive ass like ghost. I think we talked about that before. We're like, well, what is this kind of object she's got? Like, it's this really expensive version of this all-in-one. Yeah. And then there's this lady on one of the Housewives I watch, and I don't know if it's Beverly Hills or what, but she's very rich. She's Bosnian, and she knows like everybody. Like, this woman has been everywhere. And she always talks about, it's best I go to my hotel first, get set up, I'm hard to live with, this and that. Well, then she admits to her friend, like, they're like, why do you always have to go to these hotels and stay other places? She goes, because I feel really weird about my surroundings. She goes, I always send in the Ghostbusters first. And she's like laughing about it, but she's serious. She goes, anytime I stay anywhere, I have a whole team of people that cleanses the room and does all this stuff for me.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I've often wondered what Lady Gaga has.
Yeah, and I can't remember what it was. We'll have to look that up again.
Try to think of, expensive ghost boxes, and I mean the good one, like one that George Brown would make,
But I think so, like all the meters and Lady Gaga ghost equipment. Thousands of ghosts, 2010. $50,000 on ghost detector equipment. I'm sending you these two articles.
Speaking of ghost detective equipment, I never got my Pico de Gallo, whatever the hell it's called, from Paranologies. Jeremy Turd Breath, whatever his name is. It's Jeremy Conman. Still never got it. It's been, 3 years? I'm a bit bent on that. I'll run into that little twat one of these days.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Paranormal is a small world.
Speaking of on a little twat, if anybody's on TikTok, you might be familiar with No Nut November. No Nut November is, as it sounds like, you don't nut for the whole month of November. And that's where you'll see the guys, so the girls have their little booties popping, dropping, locking on, their videos, and the guys are like, oh, please, it's only day 3 and No Nut November. Well, top doctors warn against it. Taking part in No Nut November because it can cause blue balls. That's no laughing matter. Males taking part in No Nut November. I just think it's great these TikTok trends are like making it to news. Are being warned that the infamous November tradition could cause more issues than they might expect. Starting yesterday, November 1st, some men set themselves a challenge of not pleasuring themselves for the entire month of November. It also means that anyone taking part can't have sex for the month either. Well, yeah. However, experts have warned that the challenge is quite actually dangerous to men and could cause serious health conditions. Dr. Rena, who has a popular YouTube channel, posted a video explaining the dangers of taking part in the challenge and detailed just how sex and masturbation can be a good thing. She said there's a number of benefits to masturbation, including better sleep, decreased heart rate, decreased stress, and lots of increase in feel-good hormones. People taking part in No Nut November can get a lot of pain and discomfort in their pelvic floor or their testicles. A lot of you guys ever heard of blue balls? Good night, Heather. A side effect to the challenge. Wet dreams or nocturnal emissions aren't always about sexual arousal, she explained. Nocturnal emissions are a way for the body to clear out sperm. Your sperm has an expiration date, so if you haven't fired your gooey cannon in a while, your body gets rid of the old stuff while you sleep. You're a sperm recycling factory. Any sperm that reach their sell-by date and aren't used up get broken down and reabsorbed by your body. This is especially important for men that have had vasectomies because they still produce sperm. If your body didn't reabsorb sperm, your dingleberries would swell up. Orgasm and ejaculation also help you sleep better by increasing the level of the hormone prolactin that supports high-quality REM sleep, according to the surgeon. So, yes, you do not want to give yourself blue balls, and I guess I don't know what happens by your body reabsorbing the sperm. I missed that part, but yeah. So you might want to take it a little easy, give yourself a little bit of a break here. You know, moderation, all in
Yeah.
moderation.
Yeah, not
Good,
November. Not a good idea.
not a good idea.
Not likely.
Feeling blue. Sorry for what? I must have missed something.
Get back to the page. Everything went crazy on my computer.
Crazy on you.
Crazy.
Crazy for feeling.
Crazy for no nutting November.
Crazy for putting this on myself just for fun. Like the Seinfeld, like, what did they say? Like, I'm out. Oh, it was the contest.
Yeah. Yeah. Missouri silent. Says I'm silent. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not partaking. Sorry.
Oh, I didn't see the comments you made, and I promise you it's probably nothing to be sorry for.
Yeah, man. That Sears catalog was awesome when I was a kid. uh, share screen. And National Geographic. Wow.
Oh, National, yeah, that you learned a lot from National Geographic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then they came out with Victoria's Secrets.
Yeah.
That was a game changer.
Yeah, so this one man falls ill after eating a live crab to punish it for pinching his daughter.
Ew, and
I knew you'd love this one. Hey,
and that's what you get.
exactly.
Boom.
This one's called Karma. The bizarre incident saw a man
Punished
in
it.
a hospital
For
following
doing its crab job.
for his unique act of crustacean-based revenge. 39-year-old who hails from the Zhejiang in eastern China had been enjoying a family day out a nearby river when his young daughter was suddenly pinched by a small crab. His father, seemingly blind with rage, became obsessed with punishing the crab for having the audacity to harm his daughter.
What the hell's wrong with this father?
Exactly. That's when you tell your kid, see, this is how we learn. You fuck around with a crab and you get pinched. That's life. No, but instead, no. You need to send her to a safe place so she can cry and get a trophy.
Don't worry, Daddy will eat the crab for you. And that'll teach it a lesson when it's dead in my stomach.
Yeah. He decided the best way to get revenge on it was to eat it rather than cooking it. However, he placed the entire crab in his mouth and ate it alive.
Drugs are bad. Drugs
For
are
a
bad.
time, he seemed no worse for wear. But then 2 months later, he started to develop intense back pain and ended up having to go to the hospital. We repeatedly asked him if he had eaten game or anything unusual, anything that could cause allergies. One of the doctors, he said no to all of it. It wasn't until his wife volunteered the story about the crab that the truth of the situation was realized. Eating the crustacean raw had infected him with at least 3 types of parasites. Fortunately, following the course of treatment, he went to make a full-on recovery. It is, however, unlikely that he will be punishing any more crabs in the future, though.
Did he forget about the crab, or he just didn't want to bring it up? Like it was something that I guess happens so often that he just completely forgot he ate a live crab.
Or he was just like, I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the fact that I was all methed out. Freaking
ate a crab.
Ate a crab live.
You know, I don't know. Stupid is, stupid does.
But
hey, get rid. I could see eating the crab, because people eat crabs every day. But
well, yeah, a crab is good.
Yeah, eating it because it pinched my daughter and I gotta punish it. Dude, grow the F up.
That's a word I can't even say. Yeah, I don't even want to know what else he's done. This guy sounds like a raving nut. That just makes no sense at all. I think the crab did win. The crab did win.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
Crab's like, not just 1, not 2, but 3 parasites, asshole.
Plus, I was about to die anyway.
Exactly.
It was my crab time.
It was my crab time. Yep.
So, for all of y'all, well, I don't know. Let's see. How long is this other one about scientific? I don't want to read. It's the whole other thing about UFOs that I think I already posted on my page, on my profile. If I haven't, I'll put it on. And you can see what just came out a few hours ago today about what the U.S. is now investigating. But For all you gas station, you love to go in and get some snacks at the gas station, road trip, snack time, Slurpees, all the good stuff. Guess what Circle K's got? What would make all them snackies better?
See, it's their forethought of if we sell weed, we'll sell more Doritos,
We will.
more cheese puffs,
They'll have to come back. Yeah.
more Mountain Dew.
Lots more Mountain Dew.
Yeah, more hot dogs and those whatever those.
And they won't even notice that they're shriveled up like Freddy Krueger's dick. Most of those hot dogs look like Freddy Krueger's dick on that thing.
Yeah, I've never thought that, but yeah, now that you mention it, I never seen Freddy's dick, but now I have a mental
Can you
image.
imagine what it did look like? What it would look like? That's what them hot dogs do look like. So, rolling around on the thing. Flirty. Oh, Rob,
No,
lucky you.
Yeah,
You'll get to be the first. Floridians will soon be able to buy marijuana products along with cigarettes and snacks at Circle K gas stations, according to Green Thumb Industries, one of the largest U.S. cannabis producers. Under a new
mile each way from my house.
Was that?
There's 2 Circle K's within a mile in each direction from my house.
Oh, hell. Freaking yeah. If they put on a cap, you can only get so much, per day at one just to go the other mile. Under a new partnership between the companies starting next year, weed will be sold at 10 Rise Express dispensaries with separate entrances from the gas stations. So it looks like it'll be like the taco shops, how they're part of the gas station. It'll be a dispensary attached to the gas station. Depending on how customers respond, which I'm sure will be pretty well, especially in Florida, the cannabis retail could expand to more Circle K locations. They said in an email Friday. So if they get good reception and stuff on that, they could be coming to a Circle K near you.
Cool.
So come on, Florida. Let's give them a nice home welcoming, and
you can buy your weed in the gas station instead of behind it now.
that is beautiful.
Yeah.
More loitering out front.
Yeah. Circle K they're getting ready to blow up then, because the dispensaries here are like, they were open for like almost a year and they had to relocate to a bigger building with a drive-through now.
So you're on one side. First, you're on the side where you're, going through. It's a very delicate process, when you're at the counters and you're looking at all these. What's this edible? And that's grams in this, and what's that? What's that? Can I sample this? And you get your little special package, and you're so excited thinking about all the fun that's to be had in this little bag, and then you think, let's go next door and get all the Doritos and all the snacks and all this stuff. One-stop shopping. I love it. They need pizza there somewhere.
Yeah. Your one-stop shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't believe cannabis is illegal in Denmark still. I mean, it's legal here in Florida, but it's not recreational. You still got to have a card. You got to jump through the hoops and pay the man again. And yeah, they don't make it cheap to be legal here. But they keep saying it's going to be recreational soon, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Exactly.
We do have our share of meth heads, so that's for sure.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And synthetics.
Yeah.
And I don't want to knock like a certain look, but I can usually tell by certain girls that they're from Florida just
Yeah.
by looking at them. And I'm not going to stereotype,
Yeah.
but I bet you know the look.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. There's girls I went to school with that have that look.
And I bet
And I'm like, wow, she was really hot in school. Whoa, what happened? Oh,
Xanax. It's chewing Xanax and taking synthetics and meth.
yeah. One girl that, yeah, she hit me up at the gas station. She wanted to borrow $20. Hadn't seen her in like, I don't know, 10 years. Wanted to borrow $20, and I asked her what she needed it for, and she wouldn't tell me. And then she got raging mad at me
For asking?
for asking what she needed the $20 for. Because, I could tell when I saw her, she wasn't going to go in the store and, buy a case of ramen or anything. She's going to go behind the store and, buy a little white crystal looking stuff.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, she got
Yeah,
pissed.
flat
And
20.
oh no! Now I remember it. Was I did give her $20 one time at another gas station,
Oh.
and I mentioned that. I said, "Oh, you're going to pay me back like the other $20 you got from me?" That's when she went off, having the audacity to
If
bring
she's already meeting someone there, I wonder if she was already going to, that she saw you and she thought, wait, if I ask him for $20, then I'll have another 20, so then I can have like double stuff later.
Yeah, it wasn't too long after that though that I saw her mugshot
Oh,
online. She'd been picked up for possession of crack cocaine and prostitution.
well, there you go.
Wow.
Kind of like the one that still hasn't been found.
Yeah. Still hasn't, huh?
Still hasn't, and I'm really, yeah.
That's been a while, and that's
It's
not.
been over a year in August. August 26th was a year. It's now November 2nd.
Yeah. Yeah, it is meeting sad friends who become addicts. I know quite a few, unfortunately. I'm just like, man, wow. Should have messed people up.
Or addicts that were friends like back then, like back in the days when like maybe you weren't making the right choices. Then you see them now, and you're like going to your job, and they're like, "Come on, let's just cut and go to the show," and you're like all dressed for work, and you're like, "I can't because I'm on my lunch break and I need to go back to work." Oh well, just don't go back. I'm like, just don't go back to work, you know?
Really? Oh,
And
it'll be okay.
I said I can't do that. And he's out there in the same, backpack that he always had, And from the same place we used to shoulder have cigarettes at. I was talking about cigarettes. He goes, man, you've changed. I said, and you haven't. And I get in the car and I think, since when is you changed bad? Like, oh, I've changed, like that's a bad thing. We're supposed to change. I mean, I'm still how I am, but I also have gotten smart in some ways, and I've learned lessons, and I've gotten a degree of responsibility,
Yeah.
and I'm not just going to not go back to my job at a corporate bank.
Yeah. A lot of my friends have changed. They're dead. So that's a change, right? Yeah. That's a change. Yeah.
That's
A lot of my
definitely.
friends have changed. But yeah, a few of them, changed for the better, luckily. But yeah, some of them, God, man, it's amazing when I like really sit down and think about it, how many of my friends are dead. And the majority of it is from drugs and shit.
Yeah.
So I had one friend that, he was messed up for a long time, got totally clean, got married, had a kid, was doing great, went out one night, fucked up, OD'd, and died. Boom, one more shot, done. He was just done, dead. Like, you know, the fuck is wrong with you, man? I understand it, you know, but I don't know. Yeah, next week's voting.
I have my stuff under my thing right here. I was supposed to do my book this weekend, and I didn't. So I'm planning on doing it Fridays and Saturdays, a family thing. Got to get it done. I already have a whole plan for the way this is going to go down this year.
Yeah.
I'm waiting till the last motherfucking minute. I know exactly how I'm dropping it off this time.
Gotta say, man, that Newsom dude you got out there is batshit crazy.
Oh my gosh. And then what did he try to do? He tried to say, whose fault? He tried to blame the hammer
Yeah.
incident on who? Like, he blamed it on, like, us? Or,
I knew it was coming.
yeah, like, he tried to blame the hammer thing on something that was so ridiculous. Like, seriously, bro?
It's Trump's fault. I knew that was coming. This motherfucker's halfway across.
Oh yeah, they already said they go. He seemed a little bit. He seemed a little bit unworldly, kind of almost like an ultra megalomaniac.
Yeah.
Or something, whatever you call it. But yeah, Newsom, he needs to take a flying leap with Pelosi and AOL and Harris. Did you hear Harris about the school buses, the yellow buses?
What now? I must have missed this one.
Oh God, she talked about the nostalgia of the yellow school bus. Just like she talked about how you can see the moon craters with your very own eyes. And oh my God, that's the border right there. I can't believe we're seeing the border right there. And yeah, so a whole thing about a bus, a yellow fucking school bus. I don't know.
Wow.
That's her job right now. Oh, I think they're making electric school buses. That's why.
Electric. Does anybody here have solar power for their house?
Negative.
No. They were going to try to come get it for me here. I don't know. Several of my neighbors are getting it, and I'm thinking about it. And then last night, I see on the news about these solar companies that are like scamming people. So now I'm all like gun shy. Like, I don't even want to talk to these. I got like on my phone right now, just today. Let's see.
In the day, they didn't seem like that bad of an idea. Like if you wanted to add that to your house, like say for like your pool to like heat, or you have like extra energy, it seemed like a good idea. But like out here where they're wanting to cover all the canals with solar panels, you guys have a whole solar community like 12 miles from Fort Myer Beach. And then they wanted to force us not to have natural gas and electricity, and they want us to have solar panels. That's where we're going to have some issues. But
just
to add a solar panel, I think could be beneficial, maybe.
Hi, this is SunPower contacting you about inquiry. Hi, Robert. Thank you for inquiring about solar energy savings. Another one. Solar request. Hi. We think we would be interested in our solar panels. Hi, Lewis here, inquiring about the solar panels. Like they're like ravenous, like wolves.
God, so when you go on like Facebook or Instagram, are there a shitload of like solar articles?
Yeah,
in your feed?
All over my feed now. Yep. Yeah, one of my friends yesterday was like, you need to get solar power through Elon Musk and get the Tesla battery for your house. But yeah, that thing costs up.
You have to replace the Tesla battery every 10 years.
Yeah, and I don't have that much money.
Tesla, Musk even says you can't give up on fossil fuels. People are crazy. You can't just go strict, and that's what he does. He can't go strictly freaking electric.
Yeah, now watched the news tonight, which was a mistake. But now, but they say we only have 25 days worth of diesel left, and then
Oh, I know. Holy shit.
man, our they said we got 25 days worth of diesel left. When the diesel runs out, the supply chain stops. No boats, no cars, no trains, no planes, nothing, moving consumables to the people. Food
Yeah.
being the main issue.
Yeah, that's why. And already we've eaten last year's crops. Not too much, has been put in place for that. The next year is definitely going to be an eye opener for a lot of people that thought that there were things that were beneficial happening for them. They're going to see the ruse.
Yeah.
Fortunately, be a little late, for some of us that have been seeing it for a lot longer. But people are going to catch on because they're not going to be able to hold out much longer. They just want to wait till after November. They're going to make it look as good as they can till after November.
Yeah. And the electric cars and all that, I get it. I mean, it's a good idea, but then, Papa Krampus says 8 to 10 grand for a car battery cell. I mean, I have 2 electric bikes, and to buy batteries for those, they're like $600 to $800 for a freaking battery just for a bike. So yeah, imagine how much a car is. Imagine how much the house battery is.
And then you can't dispose. It's just so many problems.
Yeah, I mean, it's green, it's great, it's good for the world. No, not really.
It's really not. California, we can't charge it between 9 and 4 p.m. If 4 and 9 p.m., it takes from a 4% battery charge on a Tuesday. With the standard charger, it'll be at 100% by Saturday. If you have the upgraded $500 charger, which costs $1,000 to install at a 4%, within 24 hours, you can have a full charge. $35,000 are the quick chargers that you use when you're out. They're doing flex alerts, but we're not even allowed to charge our cars. They're going to be banning gas in California by 2035. And I just read something that they're banning any new gas stations from even being built. And nobody's going to be able to afford an electric car for one. And again, it's keeping us at home. It's keeping us from having freedom. It's keeping us from going out. Diesel used to be the cheapest shit. We were the gas holes. We've already used all the leftovers, all the military, all those reserves. Why people are getting gas stimulus relief checks? It's only because they were able to bring the national average down, like we knew by winter, by a little bit, because it maintained a national average for a couple months. And then they started getting into the reserves, which is our military-backed stockpile. That was for our military. So our military doesn't have fuel. Okay. So they brought that down so everybody can get their, fuel relief checks. And we basically have like nothing left to protect ourselves. All of our weapons, all of our stuff's been shipped to Ukraine. I thought maybe we'd have an advisor that was watching that. No. So yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff that is not good as far as the security of our country. Yeah. And we're going to be struggling for at least the next 3 years.
Great job, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You retards. Oh, sorry, that's a bad word now. Oh, well. So
but on that note, it's hard to face, it's like we try to live our life normal. We try to have a good time. We try to just like live and let live and go with the flow. But these things are really happening and it's really affecting us. And it's going to be affecting us a lot harder.
I was telling Darcy earlier tonight, I told you I just went and I got a bunch of stuff to plant, a bunch of new veggies to plant, little starter plants. Mm-hmm. That I buy them from the school where she works at because they're like really cheap. They're like 50 cents, for a plant.
Oh, wow.
Big, yeah. So, yeah, I may just go buy them all tomorrow. Not that they have a ton over there right now, but they got a lot of cabbage, broccoli, collards, all kinds of stuff like that grow in the fall and the winter. I may just go buy them all and just plant another big ass huge garden.
Yeah, I'm gonna start my fall, spring, like, get back on, get on a cycle. So my stuff's going in the grounds like when it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Very important. And look into vertical gardening, look into stackable gardening, pod gardening. It's of the future. You can garden if you live in a townhome, if you have just a small porch. They have these gardening situations that you can do anywhere now with as little minute room as you have, because it's very, very important that people start growing your own, some sort of vegetables, whatever you like, whatever you can. You really got to start thinking sustainable and food and how you can make it.
Yeah, I can pretty much grow year round here. I mean, it gets cold in the winter because I'm in North Florida, so we usually have like 3 weeks of hardcore cold. But when I say hardcore, like, freezing 30s, upper 20s, sometimes the teens, but for the most part, it warms back up during the day. But so pretty much, yeah, if I pick the right stuff, I can grow year round. And if I got to survive on it, yeah, you can bet your ass I'll be able to grow year round. I'll grow something between that and fishing. Hell, I'll be shooting squirrels. I know Jamie doesn't.
No, no,
but
Robert.
But what if I'm starving?
Okay, well, we're just gonna have to cross that bridge when we get there.
Okay, yeah, because I don't really want to eat the squirrels.
No,
but I'm not saying I would.
We're gonna go for fish first. Yeah, we gotta. Like I said, I really don't like killing fish. Like fishing. My mom says, yeah, but if mommy and your kitties were starving, you would go get mommy and your kitties a fish. Yes, I would. And yeah, I know how to fish. I can fish with a stick, a string, and a hook. I can fish.
I've fished all my life and I've hunted a little bit, and I don't like killing anything, but when I do,
if it gets down to this,
even fish. I mean, I always think I'm a certain way,
Yeah.
And I don't waste fish. If I catch fish, you bet your ass I'm eating it. I hate to see people waste.
Oh my God.
Stuff just for the hell of it. That's not cool.
Or they don't know how to throw them back. They think you're throwing it, and it's like it goes belly. It's like, dude.
Yeah.
Why'd you even? Like, you might as well just kept it then and ate it, because like you just wasted that fish's life. At least a bird will come down and get it.
Like Azariana says, peanut butter has bugs. Who knows? They want us to eat bugs and everything soon. So.
Oh, peanut butter's always had a shitload of bugs.
Yeah. They're all ground up and mushed.
Mm-hmm. Protein.
Protein. Anyways, that's it. It's after 2 here. And that's a wrap. And y'all have a great week. Thanks for hanging out with us as usual. And we'll be back Sunday, I guess, for Paranormal Speak, maybe.
And the Halloween show, we should have, he'll probably have some articles up pretty soon.
Yep. So we'll catch y'all then. Thanks again for hanging out with us. Good times. Hope y'all had a great Halloween. Hey, we got Thanksgiving to come up next, and then Christmas, and then the New Year's going to be here before you know it, like in 5 minutes. So,
and then it's frickin' February again, and then it's June again, and then it's fucking August again, and then we're back in fucking November.
Time flies when you're having fun, or even when you're not having fun. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie and me were talking earlier today. Is it Wednesday already? What? Seriously? Didn't we just have Wednesday like 2 days ago?
Yeah, like, didn't we just do this 2 days ago?
We're all in. Anyways, that's it. Good night. See you next time. on Weird Wednesday. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.